guys, and welcome back to my channel. I don't want to call this tea. I don't want to call this tea. I do want to call this, do I want to call this a life update? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't honestly know what this video is going to be titled. I want to talk. We'll call it a ramble. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it a ramble. Oh my god, I'm in a weird mood right now. Sorry. I just made my tour video. So now we're going to talk about life. The first thing I want to talk about is there is a channel on YouTube called ASMR Reality, I think is what it is. And actually, let me pull it up. If I'm going to reference him, I might as well pull it up. He has some of my favorite ASMR videos in the entire world. I literally listen to them always, forever. Yeah, okay. Here it is. Check him out, for real. He's awesome. He's almost at 7K subscribers. He is so amazing. My point of bringing him up was he does these things called like ASMR journal, ramble journals or some whisper journals. And he does like, he's doing this thing now where he's like reading news articles and stuff, and I kind of love both of those ideas. And I'm not gonna call this a journal, but I definitely want to do more videos where like if I come up with something or something happens, I just like talk to you guys about it. So that's what this is. I've had a couple things happen and I want to talk about it. The first thing I want to talk about is how do I phrase this? Do I say fake people? Like I don't know. People that only want to be around you when you bring something to the table or when it's convenient. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like now especially with like the age of like the internet and stuff, people are replacing friends and people in their life lickety split. And like there are some people that deserve to be replaced, but I'm also like, if you were calling me when you need me, like if you're having a hard time, you're going through something and you're calling me, then I feel like I don't know what to say right now. That sounded like an asshole. I feel like if that's what's happening, then you need to come to terms with the fact that you either need somebody or I was a person of convenience for you, whichever is the case is totally fine. Okay, if you just needed a convenient person in your life, you know what, sometimes we all need a person of convenience. Okay, and I'm not gonna sit here and say I have never had a friend of convenience, because that's wrong. That would be a lie. But I'm also gonna sit here and say that if I did have a friend of convenience, that I wasn't more intentional. I don't know. I just feel like people are so quick to throw people to the curb. Like, oh my god, girl, I love you so much. And then just like never talk to you again. I don't know. More than that, I want to say there's a chance I've talked about this before. Maybe not. Actually, maybe not. People that are from your past that want to come back into your life or only message you to flex. I don't know. I have a problem with that. And that could just be me. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, whatever. I love a good flex, a subtle flex, a non-subtle flex, a crazy flex. I'm all about flexing. I love it. Pop off. However, if you're gonna do that, which is fine, then Oh my god. And I mean that with kind of disrespect. A little disrespect. Just a smidge. And the only reason I say that is because if you're only messaging me to be like, look what I'm doing, look where I'm at, look who I just ran into. Okay. And what about it? I don't know. I don't know how to phrase this, I think is my issue. Fuck it, you know what? Let's just sound like an ass, that's fine. Let me give you the example, okay? I got played by this guy in high school, okay? When I tell you, I don't even think about this man anymore. Over it, done, dusted, been about 10 years. Like, legitimately, like, 10 years, because we weren't together. We, like, were a little together, but it was my junior year of high school, and it was, honest to God, like, 9 to 10 years ago. Completely irrelevant to my life now. Like, plays no role in my life now. Don't talk. Don't follow each other. Don't, like, nothing. Like, irrelevant. This girl, who used to be one of my really, really, really close friends, who obviously was aware that this guy and I had a situationship, if we dare call it that. I feel like that's giving it a lot of fucking kudos anyways. But anyways, he was a bitch, he was a little pussy, and he like couldn't ever pull the fucking trigger. Anyways, all of my disdain for him aside, she messages me out of the fucking blue, like completely random. We don't talk, completely out of the blue. And she's like, oh my god, you'll never guess who I just ran into. So and so. And we're at, I don't know, fucking Target. They were somewhere specific. I felt like some people are preying on my downfall, so I'm not gonna let you know that I'm talking about you. If you know, you know. If you don't, who cares? They weren't at a Target. It was somewhere much more specific than that, but I'm not gonna give you the details. So I'm like, I respond, oh my god, that's so cool. One of our old mutual friends ran into the same guy at our high school a couple years ago. He's Chillin, whatever. Did you guys talk to each other? Aired me. She even went as far as to replay my fucking video and then air me. Okay, so in my head now, I'm taking that as you knew that he and I had something. You saw him. You thought, oh my god, maybe all these fucking years later, this would piss her off. It didn't. Damn, my double chin is double chinning today. Good god. Anyways, it's the angle of this thing. I don't have it propped up. I need to have it like higher, cause like I've lost like quite a bit of weight, and I don't have a double chin normally. But anyways, I look like crap today, but it's fine. We're not gonna talk about it. I'm supposed to have been deep cleaning my house, and that has not happened currently. So I deep cleaned a bathroom. But anyways, I was like, okay, well, you know, like, I didn't respond again. I have no intention of responding again. We'll go another year to 6 months without ever talking again. Might even be more than that. There was a good 4 years we didn't talk at all, and we were both all the fine without it. We went out to eat not too long ago together and met up and whatever. And one thing I will tell you, and this is what sparked this, do not ever be afraid of growth. And I mean that, and this is going to tangent me off into the point of this, which is the ramble, which is going to be a ramble about growth, self-worth, and all of that. Do not ever be afraid to grow, ever. Ever, 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 ever. I have very recently been given a lot of random advice from a lot of random people that I'm choosing to take with a grain of salt, mixed in with stuff that I already knew about myself. I'm 25. Relatively, I'm like, I don't know, like 5 months into my 25th year on this planet, okay? And the things that I have accomplished are damn sure worth celebrating. I have done a lot in 25 years. I've overcome a lot. I have strengthened myself a lot. I have become a much better person in the last couple years. And I'll tell you this, when you grow, people want to bring you back to where you were. One more time. When you grow, people want to bring you back to where you were. Why is this? because other people, as much as we like to say, oh, we love to see you succeed, we're hoping the best for you, there are people that genuinely do. But there are so many more that genuinely just don't give a shit. They don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about any of that. Why is that, you say? Because we are humans. And humans, it takes a lot for a human with true humanity to want better for other humans. There are some of us, it's just ingrained in us. Just love others, be good, be nice, be kind, whatever. And there's some of us, it's just drilled in us to be hateful, to not want the best for other people, to not give a fuck about other people, to talk shit about other people, to continue to do nothing but bring other people down. That is what some people do, and they thrive on it. And as disgusting as it is, it's true. So, I want to tell you this. You will never in your life get as much hate and people leaving your life and people talking shit about you as you do when you better yourself. I mean, I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you, because I have recently received so much shit where people are like, in my personal life, are like talking shit, like actively talking shit. Well, why? Why are you talking shit? And then you look at them, and I'm not talking like looking as in like how they look versus how I look. No. It's much deeper than that. It's not about our looks and who's prettier. I don't give a fuck who's prettier. Which, by the way, for one of these people I'm talking about, I am prettier. But that's not even what I'm saying. I'm talking about in the soul, in the heart, in the mind. You look at where these people are in their life, and even just with what you know, with this like one or two little details you probably have about their life, and you look at that and you go, okay. And then you look at where you are and you go, okay, I have a full-time job. I full-time take care of 6 animals. I help take care of my mother. I help take care of my grandmother. I live with my boyfriend, which if you live with the man knows that that's its own fucking thing to be proud of, because it's rough out here in these streets. I'm almost done with my master's program, and I do this, the equivalent of full-time. There are full-time YouTubers who don't upload as much as I do. Now, on top of that, I have a successful social life. I'm continuing to put myself out there on social media more and more as life continues. I'm posting on TikTok somewhat regularly now. I have the podcast that we've talked about, and I did have that other channel, but I've kind of given up on that channel, to be completely honest. But and not everybody knows what all you're gonna do, and I don't think everybody deserves to know what all you do. But when people see you bettering yourself in any capacity, even if it's just as simple as I'm trying to be a better person, people don't like that. Well, why? Why would you not like somebody trying to better themselves? Because these people have tried their whole life to better themselves, and every time they do, they're met with something else that they cannot do, and then they see you doing it, and they get upset. I mean, my thing with that is like, when I see people succeed, I'm over there in the background going, yes, queen, pop off, go get that bitch, like, go kill it. I'm no longer holding the microphone. But I just wanted to kind of add on to this, because I feel like I could talk about this forever, but in practice, I just talked about it for like 10 minutes. I feel like people get stuck in, like, you hear a lot of people talk about, oh, well, you peaked in high school, right? Like people are always like, I want to make sure I didn't peak in high school, or like, what's one that I hear a lot is like, oh, the jocks, the popular kids, like, they peaked in high school, like, that's it, like, that's the biggest they're ever gonna be, like, this is like the top of the ladder for you. That is, most people, it only goes up from there. For them, it's like, no, like, that's it, like, that's the peak of sad thought, honestly. Like, it's truly sad. But I also feel like, in a way, part of it is like karma, which sounds kind of bad. But like, people, I don't interact with anybody really from my high school, like hardly at all. Like, I might be on an Instagram feed and like liking some stuff, like some of them are getting proposed to and stuff like that, and I might like a couple pictures or something, but I'm not like interacting. I'm not, oh my god, no, like none of that. I don't do that. That's not me. Matter of fact, like, my Instagram, it's a ghost town. If you've been on my Instagram, it's dead. I haven't posted in years, and the reason for that is because that Instagram is family, friends, high school kids, people I don't really need seeing my current life. And like, what I do in this platform that I've built is based on me being who I am, and I feel like I am better suited to do that without the pressure of knowing that everybody that I used to know is whatever, right? Like, but I will tell you this, one thing I have learned is, like, if you run into somebody from your high school or whatever, right, and they're like, oh, like, what are you up to now, or like whatever, right, I've noticed that what we say is very different. Like, I'm like, oh, you know, we're trying to buy a house next year, trying to do this, that, the third, like, you know, whatever. And it's like, oh, I'm still like living at home. Oh, I don't have a job. Oh, I don't whatever. And not that there is anything wrong with it. Everybody moves at their own pace. I am the biggest advocate for this. However, what I notice is the people that are saying those things, at least in my case, were the ones who were constantly in a state of judging me for my choices back then, right? Like, it's like, oh, well, you're not the prettiest thing, and you're not the this, and you're not the that, and you'll never be this, and you're not in AP classes, and you're not this, that, and the third. But none of that mattered, because I've been blessed and worked my ass off for my job. I have gone through the squalor of men in this area and found a good one. I've worked for everything that I own, everything that you see, everything that is purchased, everything that's in a haul, everything is bought by me. Like, I own everything around me, and when I buy my house, I will own everything around me. I mean, you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm 25, and in the same token, like, I could talk about this forever, right? I'm gonna focus on this part, and then I will branch off to this other part in a second. But like, people are like, oh, well, you're boring now. Am I boring, or am I just doing what other people were doing at 30 now, so that when I'm 30, my house will be mostly paid off? I will be living La Vida Loca. Like, I can do what I want to do, because I'm also not just sitting at home rotting away. I'm doing this. I'm going to school. I'm like traveling. I'm still doing fun shit. Like, I'm not just sitting at home rotting. Like, I'm literally doing and living my life the way I want to live it. And that's a thing. And I could talk about this part of it for absolutely ever. I am always trying to continue to make my life the way I want it to be, and trying to better myself in a way that, like, the old me would be proud of who I am now. Like, younger me would be like blown away with everything I've done in my life and like where I'm standing. And then, like, excuse me, and if you even go further than that, like, me in college, my undergrad, the beginning of my undergrad, 2016 to 2018, me would be baffled, would not believe you if I told you where I'm at right now. She wouldn't believe you. Like, she wouldn't believe you. She couldn't fathom it, because I had done so much to damage myself, to just literally buy my hair, pull myself out of the gutter, like, completely single-handedly. I busted ass and I did what I had to do. Like, but I got judged for all of that, and now other side of it, people are still judging me because now I'm still not doing enough. But I'm done trying to make up stuff for other people. I'm not doing that anymore. Like, if you don't like me, that's your business. But I am not gonna sit here and try to please you. Like, that's not gonna happen. Not from me, not now. And I'm not talking to you guys directly. Like, I love you guys. Everyone I've spoken to in the comments and in stuff like that, y'all are great. Love you all. But, like, there are people from my personal life that really are, like, down my throat about certain things. And I'm just like, get out of here. Like, you don't know what's going on. One song, this is so random, like, one song that's really kind of been comforting for me while I kind of navigate this part of life is Used to Be Young by Miley Cyrus. And that's such a random artist to be like, oh, I feel with it. That I've never connected with a song so spiritually in my life. Basically, she's like, you're judging me. You said that time has changed me. That's fine. I've had a good run. Like, you know, you say I used to be wild. I say I used to be young. Like, I learned from my mistakes. I've made them, sure, but I learned from them. And it's the people who aren't willing to forgive you or aren't willing to move on that are the ones who just aren't worth it. And, like, the like spin-off of the fact that I'm 25 that I was talking about is, like, we've had this, we've talked about this in nauseam here, and I don't want to, like, beat a dead horse, but, like, this year has been beautiful. I mean, like, as we bring this year to a close, as we bring 2023 to a close, and we'll do a year wrap up on this channel, and I'll talk about this in a different time, but as we bring this year to a close, ooh, Loki making me a little emotional. I put a lot of pressure on myself for this year, but I also feel like I've grown unlike any other year in my life. I'm at a point where I have good people who surround me and who care about me in whatever form and fashion that may be. I have you guys. We have 3 months to hit 1,000 subscribers, and we've met the goal that I wanted to meet for the year. I mean, like, and we're almost at 900. Like, I don't know. I don't think. Last time I talked about this with my mom, I cried, so I'm trying to, like, keep myself together. I am continuing to push myself to be the best me I can be. I do that every day, and I will do that for the rest of my life, I feel like. But I'm making choices and changes and decisions that are impacting me and my future. Along the lines also, one thing I never want to lose, whether it's 25, 52, 37, 99, 100, whatever, and whenever, I don't ever want to stop having fun. And that's something that, oh fuck, I'm gonna cry. That's something that I had a hard time with this year because I nose to the grindstone a lot of this year. And I had to take a minute, and I had quite the breakdown, especially around my birthday, which you remember, I'm sure. That video did really well. But I felt like I was an autopilot. I felt like I was just going to work, coming home, repeat, rinse, repeat, doing the same shit over and over again, losing my damn mind. And I said, no, something's gotta give, something's gotta change, and I made that change, and I'm continuing to make that change, and over the next 30 fucking more years of my life, because everybody seems to act like I'm 30 right now, I will continue to make that change, and I will continue to hold that change to my heart. Oh, fuck. Let me get a sip of drink so I don't cry. This topic makes me unfathomably emotional. But people always tell you that it's too late to make a change, or you're too stuck in your ways, you're too this, you're too that. Don't ever listen to anybody like that. listen to this, and I'm gonna tell you why. Do what you want to do at any age, at any point, whatever time in your life. You can start over. It doesn't matter. It's time is menial. It means nothing. Time is a construct that we've created to give us a day-by-day play of what the hell's going on. Time is simultaneously of the essence and also entirely irrelevant. Like, time means nothing. Well, why does time mean nothing? Because what does 5 o'clock mean to you? Well, 5 o'clock might mean 3 o'clock my time. It might mean 2 p.m. my time. It might mean 3 in the morning my time. Time is relative, and age is relative. Well, of course, unless you're, trying to be a creep, and then don't be a creep. But, like, you're never too old or too young to reach a dream, to strive for it, to work towards it. You're never too old or too young. And I think one thing that I have truly been given from my online friends is the idea that confidence is everything. And, like, I used to never post TikToks, and I got the confidence one day to post a TikTok, and now I've been posting TikToks. And do they get crazy views? I mean, no, nothing special. It's nothing crazy, but I do it because I like it, and I do it because I want to, and I post because I think it's fun. And who knows? It takes one TikTok to change your life. I mean, you know what I mean? It takes one YouTube video blowing up to change your whole life. Like, it doesn't matter. And even if nothing ever blows up, do it for fun. This is fun. You should have a creative outlet where you do what you want to do, and you do it in a way you want to do it, and you feel like you are the best version of you can be. And I think that that's a beautiful way to look at life, and it makes things a lot less stressful. And I think I get a lot of, like, so, like, when people in my past reach out to me and they do stupid shit like what I told you about earlier in this video, I'm like, I always think, like, normally I just let it go, to be honest, but then, like, I'll talk to my mom. My mom's like, well, what the fuck is the point of her reaching out like that? Like, she didn't respond once you responded. It was literally just to let you know and then air you again. Like, what was the point? And I always think, like, I don't know. Like, I'll always be like, I don't know what the point was, but there was clearly a point there. Like, whatever. Maybe she just thought I was curious. Like, it was an ex, basically, and, like, maybe she just thought I was, wanted to know what he was up to or whatever. My mom's like, do you really think that's it? Or do you think it's just, like, I've seen him. Ha ha ha. You haven't seen him. You know what I mean? And, like, and I think it's funny because those are the people that have got nothing else to do. Like, you've got nothing else to do. You're with other people, and I'm still in your head rent free. Like, and that's the one goal that I'm working on for the rest of this year and probably the rest of my life. No one will take up residency in my head rent free anymore. You gotta pay to live up there, baby. And I saw a video that was like, I have changed who I am, and I quite literally don't give a fuck about shit anymore. Like, she's like, if you talk shit, I don't care, like, whatever. And I think that's beautiful, truly. And if you genuinely are that way, then I think it's absolutely beautiful. I am continuing to lose weight. I am continuing to better myself. I'm continuing to work on my skin. I'm continuing to work on this channel. I'm continuing to work on making myself the best version of myself I could possibly be, and having people around me who respect that and love that for who I am. And there are people who do that. There are people who love you regardless. And there are people who will come into your life and they will be a part of your life to teach you a lesson. And there are people who will come into your life and they're meant to be in your life for a very specific phase of life. And I have learned that the hardest way possible. Like, I don't think you can ever understand how hard it was for me to learn that lesson. But I did, and I have. And I respect that lesson for everything it's taught me, even though it was dramatic, because it was dramatic. I respect that lesson, and I think it was needed to be learned, and I think it was important for me. And I could talk about a lot of this shit for the rest of my life, but I will not. I will end this here. $100. It's actually ridiculous. But I appreciate you guys more than you'll ever know, and I will see you guys in the next video.